Alright, so just a quick update on Bitcoin for those of you who just missed the live stream. In this video, I'm just going to briefly talk about what I think is going to be playing over the next 2 weeks. Let's jump right into it. So, for the past couple of weeks, the price action has been extremely mundane and boring. We've literally been trending sideways within this yellow channel that we've got pictured on the screen. The other day, we did manage to flip the channel, and I would almost call this a failed move equals a fast move in the opposite direction, meaning that we had this failed move out of the channel, and we should probably have a fast move back down to approximately 25,000. But I actually don't think that's what's going to be playing out. In yesterday's live stream, so I just wrapped up a live stream now and talked about what I think is going to be happening. But in yesterday's live stream, we were breaking down, we were coming back into this channel. I think we were around about 30,600, something like that. And we were saying from this low to this high on this Fibonacci, and also your 13 EMA, you've got a big range of support sitting around 29,800 down to 29,600. And those were the two price targets that we said, if we hold a daily above this, then absolutely perfect, that's brilliant. But if we manage to hold your 4-hourly candle body closes above these levels as well, then even better. And that's what we did. We held the 4-hourly we held the 4-hourly candles just above these price targets. So I do like what we're seeing right now on Bitcoin. I do think we are going to be pumping for the next 2 weeks. There is a few reasons why, but the main reason is we've literally been trending downwards for 9 weeks now. We're currently sitting on our 10th week, and I did say this earlier on in the week. I made a whole video about this called Bitcoin. I think it was called Relief Rally in June, or June Relief Rally. It was one of the two. And I talked about how I think that now we've had 9 red weeks in a row, and before we only had 6, so I think we are going to go up. The RSI is also starting to turn up, and while I don't think this is going to happen anytime soon, you know, I've got this drawn out for what I need to see to become macro bullish again. That's not what I actually think is going to be happening, but I do think normally the RSI turns up, we have a strong impulse, especially on the weekly. So I think we are going to see continuation for the next 2 weeks. In the next 2 weeks, I think Bitcoin's moving up to 34,000, maybe 35 and 36,000, but the highest I see this going is 38,000, coming back into this level of resistance. So I think if you want to get bullish on Bitcoin, I think if you want to long Bitcoin, this is probably the time to long it. I'm personally considering getting back into another long on Bitcoin right now. We do have volume coming in to support this uptrend. After we did come down, we had bearish volume carrying us down to those two price targets that I mentioned earlier on in the video and that I mentioned in yesterday's live stream, and we literally perfectly held those levels. So I do like what we've seen over on Bitcoin right now. And then also, if we clear this up, so we've got a slightly fresher perspective, you can also see that we were in this triangle pattern. Depending on how you want to draw it, you can draw it a plethora of different ways. You can even draw it as like a channel or something like this, or a falling wedge. Let's just draw it like this for simplicity's sake. Really, the only thing that matters is the uptrending line anyway. But we broke above the top of this. We came up to the 200 MA. We broke back down, and we perfectly backtested the 618 fib, and we backtested the 13 EMA. So I think it's super important that, you know, you have a flip of the 13 EMA, you normally have a big move coming. Like right here, we flipped it, and we had a major move from 38k all the way down to, what was it, 25? And I think now we're having a solid confirmed breakout above the 13 EMA. I think we are going to see continuation. When do I think the party is going to be over and we do need to shift back into our macro bearish phase? Because like I've been saying in my videos, I think we're going to have a pump up to, let's say, at least 34,000. That's my minimum target for the next 2 weeks. But after the 15th, I think Bitcoin is actually going to roll back down, and I think it's going to come all the way down to where I think the bear market bottom is going to be at round about 22,500. And this is going to be where the 200-week moving average, this orange moving average right here, is going to come down to. I think we're coming down to the 200 week because we've had candle body closes on the 2018 bear market, candle body closes on the 2020 pandemic scare, candle body closes on the bear market lows of 2015. We've almost always come down to the 200 week. I don't see any reason why we should not be coming down to it now. maybe not the 300 week. Like the 300 week I think is going to be getting further and further away, especially as we've got diminished returns. But I don't think we'll be seeing diminished returns on the 200 week. Maybe we'll have to switch that over to the 100 in the future, but 22k is where I think we're going down to in the macro term. In the short term, like I've been saying, I mean, look at this right now. Bitcoin is moving up very strongly. I think Bitcoin is coming up for 34,000. I would also like to highlight the Bitcoin dominance is moving up. So this is the time to be a Bitcoin maxi. While the Bitcoin dominance is moving up, Bitcoin is going to outperform altcoins, and there's not going to be much point in trading altcoins. And I would just like to say as well, like I said, I think I already talked about this, but the dollar is massively capitulating. This is a great sign for Bitcoin and the crypto markets. Wrapping up the video, the next FOMC meeting, this is what we need to keep our eyes on. The next FOMC meeting is in less than 13 days now, and the Chicago Mercantile Exchange is predicting 100% likelihood of another 50 basis increase to the interest rates. So the last time this happened, Bitcoin massively capitulated. I think what's going to happen, because we've been so beat down for the past couple of weeks, I think we are going to have a bounce for the next week or two. I think we are coming for 34,000. I think we are coming for maybe even 38,000, but I still do think 22,000 is on the table after the FOMC meeting comes. Keep your eyes on the 15th. If we do have another 50 basis point increase to the interest rates on the 15th, I'd be willing to bet money that Bitcoin is coming down to much lower prices. So that being said, the Bitcoin dominance is moving up. At this moment in time, it does not matter whether the USD valuation of Bitcoin goes up or down. Bitcoin is going to continue to outperform the altcoins, and that is what we're seeing now. I really do like the breakout we're seeing. Like I said, you know my price targets. 34,000 is the minimum price I see Bitcoin going to in the next 2 weeks, but I think it's more likely it will come to 35 to 36,000, and 38,000 is my utmost target, which I'd be slightly a little bit more hard pressed to believe that we would go that high. That's all I've got for Bitcoin today. I hope you found some value in this video. As always, not financial advice. Cowboy out. Peace.